What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kisscapades podcast. I am joined by two amazing guests today. I'll let them introduce themselves and what they do, and then I'll take it from there as usual. So, guys, let's start with you. Introduce yourself and what you do, and of course, you can go next.
My name is Eddie. I'm an online taxi driver. I'm in all platforms: Uber, Taxify, Little Cab, Driver, all. I've been doing it for the last 3.5 years. Yeah.
Hi, morning everybody. My name is Daniel. I'm also an online driver or investor in business, and I consider myself also a businessman. I do other things on the side, so yeah.
So let's just get into how you got into the business for starters. But before we go to that, what did you want to be when you're growing up? So that we see whether it's the same job you're doing right now.
Growing up, I really wanted to be a banker. Truthfully, I thought bankers were dressing so well in suits,
sharp suits,
and
clean shoes.
Yes.
So you wanted to be clean.
You wanted to be clean.
I wanted to be, that guy who walks in a sharp suit and you look so decent and you're handling money and it's like a career, like a top-notch career.
You look like a serious person.
Yes, exactly.
Person.
Yes. So that's what I wanted to be. Unfortunately, books were not my stronghold, but I ended up doing something close to that. I was an accountant for...
You're an accountant?
Yes.
Do you want to say where? Or we save that for another day?
Okay, because let bygones be bygones. I used to work in what is it called? It's a hire purchase farm. People no longer do the hire purchase things that buy things.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yes,
still there. It's only that
it's there, but come on, you see those prices are exaggerated.
Yeah. Nowadays, I think people just prefer buying things cash.
Yes. So I used to work in such an organization. And I got exposure all over the country because I used to be very young. So I used to be. Are we talking about? I used to be very young, so I used to be like posted everywhere.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody has maybe some shortage, I'll be taken from Nairobi to Migori.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway. They prefer taking young people. Yeah. Young people get posted a lot because they don't have families.
You don't have families.
Or other responsibilities that you're required to attend to like every single day.
Yeah.
was flexible.
Yeah. So on to you. What did you want to be when you're growing up?
Well,
closer to the mic a bit. Yeah.
They say you aim for the sky, so I wanted to be a pilot, literally aiming high. Unfortunately, when I was growing up, I couldn't get to that particular level of studying because of the expenses involved. It's costly to be a pilot.
Yeah.
So I decided to aim a bit lower. I wanted to be an economist or a finance specialist, and I ended up studying the same in terms of economics, and which I successfully did, and ended up having his dream job.
Okay.
So I used to wear, at one point or the other in my life, I used to wear sharp suits, ties, polished shoes, and looking like somebody very important or a key decision maker. So that's
Can I cut him on that?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew him way back. We went with him in the same high school.
Oh, you guys were in the same high school?
Yeah.
Interesting.
When he used to wear suits, he's the only guy I know who would really sag a suit.
Who would sag?
Yes. The coat.
Oh, it's a big...
Yeah, the coat would be like this, and sorry.
Yeah.
And then his trousers, even right now, if I can check at his pants. They're still here. Used to be like a
old habits die hard, eh?
Yes.
Old habits die
He
hard.
used to sack suits, shoe, and he's handling cash, and I was like, come on, this guy had got swag.
Yeah. Put some swag to
But that
the
shows
work,
I was
eh?
in the wrong place.
Yeah, I think he meant,
Yeah, because I mean, other bankers would have been like, "Hey, I don't think this guy's supposed to be here."
he was not
Yeah,
supposed to be there. He's more of showbiz.
yeah.
Showbiz-ish.
So how did both of you like just end up in this like online taxi should I call it online cab or taxi business?
Online cake.
What made you get into that business? Because you see, like you both talked about, like you started off with something completely different.
Yep.
But now, of course, you're definitely both in this field, which seems to be giving both of you satisfaction. Plus, it's making ends meet anyway. Or are you doing it for passion, or first of all, business-wise, it just makes sense to me?
Maybe he should start
Let
first.
me
You got
Yeah.
it first.
You start, yeah.
Okay, I tried business. After being employed for so long, then I thought employment it's not fulfilling.
Yeah.
So I thought of going abroad.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to county number 048, as they commonly call it, Dubai. Dubai. They call
You went
it
to
county
Dubai,
number
do
43.
business.
Yes. They call it Dubai. Don't know. So I went to county 048, and I worked there about three and a half years.
Uh-huh.
So I came back with some capital. I thought maybe I'm ripe to start business.
Yeah.
So I started my kind of hustle, and that's where I met you. I remember very well when I came. I was
Yeah.
fresh from Dubai.
Yeah.
I was giving you guys things I import.
Yeah.
Remember?
I still do it. I still sell electronics on the side. Yeah. Me, I won't starve in this country because I'm too proud to do nini. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I have girlfriends that need to be treated. I have siblings that I need to buy presents. Yeah, and mom to see on a regular. So I have to make ends meet. Me, where there's money, I do it.
Anything
Yeah.
that puts.
As long as
Yeah.
it's legal.
Of course, as long as and you see, like even when we met, what was I doing then? I was just posting them online.
Yes.
It doesn't take me anything. I just take a picture, post it online in my platform.
Yeah.
Whoever wants it, sell it to them.
And he really did a good job.
Yeah.
Honestly, he never ate my stock.
Yeah.
Like
Unlike some people.
like some people who mention them on camera.
Yeah.
So, in business, I hit a brick wall. I
Yeah.
met some guys who really.
You can say you can use whatever language
thank
you
you.
want in this podcast. They screwed you up.
They screwed me up big time.
Yeah.
Sure, boom.
Na avocado walislide kabisa ndani hivyo. So I decided, after that, I was still good friends with him.
Yeah.
He used to work on my dream job, being a banker.
Yeah.
So I approached him and I told him, hey boss, naona hizi Ubers inakamkama. Do you think I can make a killing out of it? And he was like, unajifunga nini? Try. Then, I remember before then,
Yeah.
just before I applied for a finance, a credit, I had an issue with a bounce check. So my statement wouldn't really go through. So anyway.
I basically advised him on what he would do
Yes.
in terms of making his
Yeah.
credit record straight so that
Yeah.
he would qualify for a facility.
Yeah, and anyone who's listening as well, like people would learn even from here,
Yeah.
like just in case, just like his case, like you're venturing into business, of course. Entrepreneurship doesn't always go as you plan. You can buy stock, it becomes dead stock.
It's true.
And like he said, you can supply and somebody like can just decide, you know what, eat all your profits.
Yeah.
Plus everything that your whole investment can go into shambles in one day. But you need to know how to bounce back But that's where now you're talking about like financial advice. How do you clean up like your records with the bank and everything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a business banker then.
Yeah.
So he would really give me great advice. Tell me how. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He really give me great advice on how maybe I'll go around the loan.
Yeah, you tell us this advice he told you first of all.
First of
Because we
all,
want to know. People want to know. That's why they're listening. And if somebody's getting into like the same kind of like path, they would know exactly how did you like polish up everything.
So this is what he told me.
Yeah.
I remember when taking a facility, I was paying 28,000 per month.
Yeah.
For 3 years. So he advised me. He told me, boss, once you hit the road, remember this guy is not yours. The logbook might be in your name and the bank's name, but doesn't really. It's the major interest is with the bank.
Yeah.
So make sure every day when you do business, just keep 1,000 bob aside.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, just keep 1,000 bob aside. That you keep it aside for that man does not belong to you. Whatever you make after,
Yeah.
so it's yours.
Yeah.
So I stuck to that plan, and then as time goes on, you're like, boss, nimekuwa nikilipa poa. So I deviated kidogo. And
So you start being comfortable.
yes, I started being comfortable. It's a Saturday. Boys are, these guys, they are not working and they're like, Buddha, uko wapi tupige kachupa.
Yeah,
So, kidogo gari hata ikachoto.
They took the car.
They choted me.
It happens.
It happened. Yeah.
So how many payments would you miss? Let's say like for him, he's saying he was paying like 28, right?
Yeah.
So how many payments do you miss before? And you guys, you're like, okay, so now we're coming for the car.
Before I chotwa, sijui kama ni semesh, alafu ataisema.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that time, when chotwe, I started becoming very regular pain. So that time I was transitioning from one house to the other. So I was like hammering, and with Uber business, it's like hand to mouth job. Una get 2K, so unafikiri kuna 2K.
Yeah.
Kesho utamake zingine, so you.
Yeah, you can actually spend it because
Yeah, kesho unasema kesho I'll work twice as hard as.
Yeah, I'll recover.
I recovered like about 3 months.
3 months.
In 3 months, I had only paid 15,000.
Oh Lord.
So
the rest of the money going?
75K. Yeah.
He was a baller.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Baller alert.
that time my car had an issue, and then I was just hammering and what else? Kitu kaa hiyo. So I was busy at the car wash, and then I saw some guys. Wakakam like 5 guys.
Come 5 guys.
Yeah, ile gari ni nani? Mimi niko tu hapo tu. Akasema ni ule. Kafikiria sasa wajui venye hii gari imelemea kulipa. Wakajua nikafikiria ama wanataka kuniofa kaofa. Little did I know gari imemalizwa. Jamaa kuja akanitandikia kagazeti akawe buda. Kaingia kwa mfuko kaso 2 shika. Poa. Mimi naenda kurivasi jamaa tuwezongea naye kidogo sasa barua. Edwin gari kaenda hivyo.
You're being served, ama what do they tell you?
Anaambia buda, hii gari tunaidai. Kaanza kwa nini? Gari hujalipia, gari inatakana na bank XYZ. And I'm like, sikwambia nilituma 15,000. Then I called him. Anaambia buda, akaniambia wewe nilikwambia weke hii account do. And I'm like, but sikuchukulia serious. Jamaliza 3 months. Blah blah, long story short. Anyway, they took my car. Then I was forced to pay for the 3 months arrears I had. And then, that guy, that debt collector guy was so strict. Akaniambia, because your pattern is so bad, I want to pay an extra 1 month.
So that we just know. To be sure,
Ni depo kama
And then I paid the auctioneer fee. which was about 20 Gs. And then I pay for the storage charge. The car was there in the storage yard.
Yeah.
And handling fees.
How much was that?
Boss, to be honest, it was over and about 140, because it's 28,000. Let's call it 30 times 4 months. That's 120. Auctioneer fee 20K.
Yeah.
That's 140. Alafu handling fee, every day you pay 500 if your car is in that.
So that's storage, yeah?
That's storage. So I paid around 140 something.
Yeah.
Know? And it's not money that I had. I took my TV to a Shylock. He's the one who connected me with that Shylock.
It's like
anyway, I'm just joking about that. But anyway, I took my TV, my everything. I called everyone. But I managed, and here I am.
So you got back the car.
I got back the car.
You're back in business.
I inspired so many people, including him.
Ah.
So let him tell his side of the story.
Yeah, so you tell us your side of the story.
I don't know whether lucky or not. By the time all this was happening, I had left that particular job. I had already moved on to, my other interests and following my passion, which is also media like you. So I also have to have interest in that. So during me following my passion, things became a bit difficult financially. I couldn't sustain myself, and instead of waiting to get my dream job on a silver platter, which as usual you have to go up the stairs slowly as you make a career.
Yeah.
The same way I'd made one in finance, growing slowly. I decided, or rather I thought, I need another venture that will support my bills or will make it easier for me to have an easier life while I'm trying to follow my passion. And well, I thought if he's making money and being comfortable and still paying off his financial obligations, and he's able even to clear that particular car and even go for another one, maybe I should try it. So he introduced me to the business, showed me the way it's done, showed me how to get my authentication details from the various platforms that offer these services.
No, it was the other way around. He's advising you now. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the flip side of the coin.
Yeah.
So slowly he used to give me tunaweza zita squad. Kwenye kwa matatu kuna squad. Alikuwa anapatia squad za Uber. So that nijifamiliarize na venye ina operate. And later on I thought, well, if I can get into it more deeper, inaweza nisaidia to meet my obligations and help me even focus more on my passion without having to worry about rent, food and stuff like that.
Yeah, closer to the mic. Yeah. You want people to hear you, eh? You want people to hear you.
Zero.
Anyway, so basically that's what happened, and eventually we got fully into it. So it's something we do. It is flexible, whether we want to do it part-time.
You pick your hours.
Yeah, you pick your hours. And you basically still get to do what you want to do at other times. For example, coming here for this particular podcast. So if it was a 9-to-5 job,
there's no way. Tell your boss that I want to go to a podcast. Like,
what's that?
What is that? First of all, what is that?
Is it supporting this organization?
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
So, yeah, basically he introduced me to the business.
There's a part he's really leaving out,
Yeah.
And I hope your wife won't watch.
We look at him, Paka is like, oh my God. You're not here to break families, sawa, eh? Whatever you're about to say, eh?
No, it's not something. Then he wasn't married, so anyway, I remember.
Listen, it's him saying, not me,
yeah.
Paka, he's just just
The
he's like,
opinions expressed on this podcast are his own.
yes,
Disclaimer.
yeah.
Your discretion is, however, discouraged. So I remember him getting into the business. I used to tell him about how beautiful some chicks are. I used to tell him, hey, Buddha, ukiingia Uber, wala madem tabeba.
Yeah.
And I was like, we stay in a where we both stay. The surrounding, there are a lot of young people. Young, we call them some middle class, some people who are coming up. And there's a lot of between the brackets of 24 to 32-ish up.
It's basically the Kenyan one of the middle class.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
So I used to tell him, and then he's a sly guy. Okay, I'm not hitting on him, or I'm straight as. So I told him, Buddha, wacha nikupatia tu coordinates zangu. Wewe ingia tu Uber ucheki. You know, and then he's such a sly guy. He bebered the first clients.
Yeah.
Unaweza kumbuka wale
it's a long time. I don't even remember.
he picked some chick.
If it's like me, I don't remember.
He
I
picked
don't know
some
what you're
chick,
talking
and then you know, he had like some nice cologne on him, and he likes chewing. I don't know why he's not even chewing on the podcast. So he's like chewing, so tender, and he was like, and then I don't know what transpired. Hiyo siku na remember, called me akaniambia, Buddha, mimi nimefunga job. Sijui hata nilipik sijui wapi, sijui nimewapeleka sijui bash wapi, I don't know, and that's how. Do you remember?
Well, it's a couple of years back.
It's
It's like 4 years ago.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah,
It's about
Okay,
3
that's a
4
long
years
time.
It's a
ago.
long time. So
Anyway, long story, he got into the business because of these people, but not.
It's a nice place to network and meet people. Let's say that as well. Eh?
So
yes, it's a nice place to network, not only for ladies, as he says, but for every other aspect of life. This is one of the places you get to meet very many people from very different
Walks of
industries,
life,
walks
industry.
of life. One day you could be carrying a CEO, the next day you're carrying a media personality, a celebrity,
that
an
day you're
influential
carrying-
businessman. So
One
it
of them
depends.
watu wengine. The other day I can be carrying a boss mboch, the house
Yeah, the house help.
help.
At the
Yeah.
vast
To a
range of
Karen
people.
nampeleka Kibera.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Namwitishia
So
Uber.
it's all extremes, yani. So you actually work across the board with just
Yes.
different life classes and lifestyles of people.
Yes, true.
Interesting. So what would you say, anybody who's trying to get maybe in the business, what are some like of the basic tips you would give them because it's working out for you guys? Anybody who's trying to get, because like a lot of people from what I gather and what I've seen, because even for me there's a time I was trying to think of like, hey, should I get a car and throw it in Uber?
I remember.
But guys kept on saying that it's only kitambo people used to make money. Right now you won't make enough money or anything. But I'm still seeing guys in the group saying like, we're still making our money either way regardless. So what tips would you give people who are trying to get into the business? Ama they're looking at you guys, they're like, okay, maybe I should ask them. Now you guys are here.
Let's start with the guru, more experience in the business. So
What are the tips you'd give someone who's trying to get in the business?
First of all, there's no easy job. There is no easy job. So what I'll advise people to do is stop being lazy. We keep on complaining that hakuna kazi, hakuna.
Yeah.
Uber imekufa, Uber kitambo ilikuwa na do.
Yeah.
It's true, kazi imekufa. Because there are so many Uber. Every 10 cars you see, at least two will be Uber. Even right now in this podcast, if you
I
can
think
press-
it's even more than that.
Really?
For every
Yes.
Nowadays the slogan is the guy in front of you is always an Uber.
you see,
It's no longer just a Toyota.
Right now, if that
If
camera
it's a
can-
Toyota,
that
it's
car-
an Uber.
That car says he is an Uber.
Yeah.
Actually, it's our.
And you guys, I know, like you can even look at someone and tell, okay, this is a driver, this is a driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know them by name. There's a day even I remember I went to some place in Kangundo Road. I had just dropped a client. He said I saw some car and thought, in Kangundo Road there are so many showrooms.
Yeah.
Second-hand car showrooms. So I went and parked my car there. Tuacha nikae hapa karibu showroom. Ikiitana then ni poa. So one by one naona tu gari zikitoka. Kit did I know? You see showroom. Ni gari za Uber zimepaka hapo. Watu wanapata request wakitoka. And I was like,
It's a showroom.
shut their front door. I couldn't even believe. Anyway, you asked me about
some
somebody
of the
who's
tips.
What are the tips? What would you
Anyway,
advise?
what I like people to understand, there are places where you go, and for sure, hapo unajua huwezi pata request. People there are like okay, let me rephrase. Take two. First of all, people should not be lazy. They should not. Always amka at 10. Expect to make a killing by 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So what you need to do in Uber, you need to be very strategic. You need to know the demographic of people living around that place.
Where you actually live.
Yes, people where you actually live. Because if I wake up at 4 a.m., I'm very sure if I get a request at 4 a.m., mark my 4 a.m., I'm very sure si mtu anatoka kwa nyumba 4 a.m. anaenda kazi atakufika 4:15. I'm very sure ni mtu anatoka kwa nyumba anaenda airport.
Oh yeah, that's a given.
4 a.m. hakuna kampuni yote inafunga.
Yeah, that's a bit too early.
Yeah, so if I wake up at 4 and I get a request, I'm very sure it's airport, if not an airport. Kama ni weekend na joni mtu atoka bar anaenda kwake. So you must have at least a bit of brains. Kuna places zingine utaenda ukute, maybe if it's an estate, maybe assuming nipate mteja nimpeleke Donholm. In Donholm at around midday saa hii si expect ati mtu ameamka kama president acha naenda kama job. Expect saa hii mtu saa hii saa 6 nikidrop mtu Doni, probably place naweza pata job next nitoke tu Donholm nichome mafuta niende hadi Lungalunga, which is just 4 kilometers
not far. Yeah,
huko kuna industrial area. I'll get somebody ama nikipata ni better ama niende hapo Greenspan Mall, lakini si eti nikae kwa court ya mtu nitoa mguu kwa dashboard venye madare ufanya tunakuja. So you need to work with your, as much as in Uber ni luck, you never know who is requesting at what time.
Yeah,
you need to use your brain kidogo and pray to God as well and keep your rating high, because the more your ratings are high,
yeah,
the more you get more.
So getting those high ratings, of course, you have to be nice to your clients.
Yeah, you need to.
Should you talk to them? Should you not talk to them? How do you keep those ratings? Because even me, there are times. No. You can say whatever. Hey, listen, I've told you can say whatever you want in this podcast. But the thing is, at times I'm always tired because for me I shoot.
Yes.
And then I get in an Uber, I pack my stuff and throw them at the back. When I get at the back seat, of course, I always try and sit at the back, just if I'm very tired, of course. So if I sit back left, that means I just want to take a power nap or just to rest.
Yes.
And then there's somebody just telling me stories.
Yes.
So, and this is somebody who's just being nice to you.
Yes.
I can't say that after I get home, I'm going to give them 1 star because they were talking to me.
Well,
But how do you know, like, how to just read your client and just keep them happy to get that good star rating? Before we go back to the tips. Yeah.
Before we go back to the tips, I think it's more of people skills. Just like any other job or any other business, you need to have people skills. It's a basic requirement where if you're interacting with other people, you need to have people skills. You need to learn people mannerisms. For example, somebody who's probably seated at the back most likely is trying to avoid a conversation unless they kick it off themselves. Pleasantries are accepted, hi, how are you, how's your day? Good. Keep it at a minimum, but politely. Somebody who's seated at the front is more approachable.
Yeah.
But you also have to be sensitive on the topics, because remember, this is a stranger. He doesn't know you don't know him or her, and whatever you talk about gives them a perception of who you are.
True.
So they may like you, they may not like you. So generalization of topics is encouraged, and maybe reading people's moods, which is not a requirement for driving.
But it's just like an extra, because maybe someone is, they've just had a long day.
Exactly.
And they're
you
not
might be picking up a lady who has come from a breakup with her husband or the boyfriend. And then you start talking as if you're being too warm to her. And she might think you're trying to hit on her. She'll definitely rate you poorly. Because
this person, by the
you were just being nice. You're being polite to get a 5-star. But you have to be careful.
It might come off like a completely different way.
So basically, people skills and reading the moods and the moments, and just do that, and it probably might keep your rating.
Rating high. Okay, give us one or a few tips that you can give people who want to join the business. And should they join? Because,
Yeah.
about the complaint that I told you about earlier. See,
I'll-
I remember I was asking, like, is it advisable to get a car and try and get into this business or something?
I'll take a different stand from my buddy over here. First of all, the business is not the same as it used to be. The earnings are relatively lower than they used to be.
That's true.
So the charges, and that's why Uber is more, let's just say online taxi business
Yeah.
or all-night taxi services are more affordable to more people nowadays
Yeah.
because the costs have been lowered by the various companies, which means less earnings for the drivers or investors in the business. Another aspect is that just like any other business in Kenya, once we Kenyans discover there is something going on here, I like to call it the quail mentality because that's the best example.
Oh, yeah.
Ukiona tu
This is
biashara
the
imeshika,
business.
by the way umejaribu hii business unajua
Yeah.
tu kamoti katajilipa tutamaliza kulipa haraka na tuchukue ingine. So you'll find there's so many people who have invested in the business. Invested in the business. Sawa, mwalimu wa grammar.
Yes.
So I'll be employed, for example. I'll take up a loan, buy a car, put it in the platform, need to look for a driver and give him the vehicle expecting a certain amount of money back, not only to pay for the loan, but something extra for me as an investor.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case, just like any other business. So you need to do a lot of research to find out exactly what is being earned, how much is being paid per month and or per week, and would this be sustainable to cater for the car itself, because you
Yeah.
need to maintain the car, and also to pay for your facility in case you're taking up a facility, because most of the vehicles are facility based.
Yeah.
It's very rare to find somebody just taking up a huge chunk of capital and
Throwing it
investing in the business. Another tip I would give out, if you're not planning to do the job yourself,
Oh, yeah. Here it's also,
yes,
you have to take quite like
yes,
a big loss because you have to pay someone now.
yes,
So it's
You have to employ
basically the money you're supposed to make, half of it is going to,
probably, yeah.
most likely, right?
Most likely it's going to somebody else, and you don't really have a way of managing the income he's getting, or you might monitor through the app, but you don't have a way of keeping the expenses that he's getting into. So it's more or less of you and the driver having some common ground or some basic trust element in the job.
And when you're working with this driver, do you let them have your car? Every evening they're supposed to drop the car off to your place?
Now, those are the challenges.
Yeah,
It's-
because now I'm asking, because like even for me,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, okay, like now if I got into it, do I just leave this person with the car? And are there agencies that can help you get a driver, or how are you supposed to go about it if you need a driver?
Basically, I would say if you're giving out the vehicle, my own advice to
Yeah.
you as an investor, if you're giving out the vehicle, consider the vehicle is gone.
Gone.
Gone?
Yeah.
Class.
What do you mean?
Because
In terms of,
yeah.
you just wait for your money, let the guy do the job.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Don't wait for the vehicle in the evening. Uber can take you anywhere. The guy might be in Thika.
Yeah.
You're here in town waiting for him to check on the vehicle. It won't work.
Yeah.
If you ask for the vehicle on weekends, because I know car owners who ask for their vehicles on weekends so,
So
that
that
they can use
family
them.
time, and that's when you can
That's
make the most
peak
money.
time when your driver can make his money and pay you off. So
Yeah,
you're basically affecting your business. So the best thing to do is, if you trust the driver, if you have a good, get a reliable person that you can trust. Yes.
But how do
get
you do that? How do you get a reliable driver?
Well, you have to pass through the unreliable.
Because I hear that's where the headache
You
is.
must
the headache
kiss
is.
so many
Yeah.
frogs before
Yes.
you get the
Prince
princess.
Charming.
And even that's why most people are like, okay, me just rather just do it, drive it by myself,
Yes.
and
part-time.
make all the money. Yeah, part time and just make the whole amount that
Yeah.
I was expecting.
If your obligations aren't killing you,
Yeah.
you'd rather do it part time, make your small, comfortable money, have your car in good condition because you're looking after it yourself, and be content with what you're making.
Can we
small
talk?
hours that
Can we
you're
talk
online.
numbers? Ama, you guys are not comfortable
Yeah,
talking
we
numbers.
are,
Can
we
I
are.
ask? Is it possible to make 10 Gs a day?
No.
No.
Now, not
No.
unless you're doing something called Karura.
Karura.
Yes.
What is
Karora
that?
is basically the old traditional taxi.
Karura is, I know you, John, right?
Yeah.
For example, maybe you have a shoot maybe in Nakuru,
Oh, okay.
and you don't want to use the online app because it's quite expensive. You call me personally, hey, AD, niaje, kuna job ya Nakuru.
Oh, so now that's like, you
Yeah.
clock out and you can still do.
Yeah, we just agree.
Plus, it's your car anyway, so.
Yeah. And those are basically once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
like
it's not.
events.
Yeah, that's
so
not
on
daily.
a regular
Six.
event, sometimes this is January, my friend. People aren't even using
Actually,
Uber
so.
at the
No,
moment.
I mean, I know it's okay. Yeah, what were you trying to
I
say?
was just
before?
about to get to the figure.
Yeah.
Initially, you could do 6, 7. Back then when Uber was really good.
Yeah.
Even when you decided to go throughout the night, maybe do longer hours, you could even do 8. But they limited those hours so that drivers can get resting periods.
Oh yeah, we need
So
the
the
drivers
app
to rest.
automatically shuts itself off, so you can no longer
Yeah.
go online. So right now, given the number of vehicles on the road, given the prices which have also come down,
Yeah.
The discounts.
given the
Hey,
discounts
I've
that
just
exist,
checked
which you
now.
guys enjoy.
I've just checked the discount right now to go to town. What would be your estimate to go to town right now?
From here.
Yeah.
Depends on which platform
But
it is.
basically, should be
Let's
around,
give.
minimum
Yeah.
from here to town. It's about 7 kilometers, right? 7 kilometers.
I would say
Yeah.
it's
Bare
between
minimum is
500
four-
to 800.
500?
to 800.
And
depending
you,
on the-
Ebu, you guess.
Depending on the category of the car.
I'm the Mkongwe one.
Yeah, give us a rough estimate, and then I'll tell you what the app is telling me
I do
right
a
now.
chap thingy.
Yeah, give us just a rough estimate
Chap
right now.
thingy should be. I have carried somebody from here to Langata Cemetery.
Just give the estimate.
No, give us an estimate to
Stop
town.
stories.
Got
Give estimate.
Yeah, give us an estimate to
Give
town.
or take 400.
Let me
For-
show you
for
what.
50,
Let me
for
show you
30.
what I'll pay right now if I'm going to town. We don't have to say
Don't
which
put the
app.
discount. Don't put the discount.
Oh no, it's I haven't even put it because it's practically there already. What does that say? What does that say?
50%. 50.
This guy has a 50% promo.
Yeah, so
all
put that
drivers,
into
all
mind.
drivers,
Yeah.
Take note.
John Talewa,
Don't take the request.
So from Karen, if I'm going to CBD right now, which I will after the shoot, it's gonna cost me
I'll carry you
250.
offline.
It would cost him
Karura.
250,
Yeah.
but without the promo, it would cost him 500 shillings.
Yeah,
I was not-
yeah,
I was
yeah.
not
You're
so
not
far
far
from-
fetched.
Yeah.
I said
But now you see the
50.
promo is there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because I haven't even asked for the promo. It's already been put
Yeah,
there for
because
me.
I think you're
So
a loyal guy.
And
So-
and basically that brings the point I was saying.
Yeah.
Trying to make it so affordable to everybody
yeah,
that at times I think they get sidelined on the revenues that the investors are getting from the platforms.
because you have to think about it this way. Because Langata at times, if it's too busy, we can pay like 70 shillings, right? So if I'm at the stage and there are 2 more people there, I'll tell guys like, yo, guys, we just take an Uber.
We couple.
Yeah, we just carpool. Well, let's just go to town.
Yeah.
Let's take an Uber right now.
Yeah.
Why are we using these matatus? Why are we here on stage, Kwanza?
So
Let's take an
four
Uber, go.
people,
Yeah.
70 times 4, 280.
80 bob times 3, yeah?
Yeah, actually, if we do like 4 people, because we can fit 4
yeah, you
people.
can fit 4
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
At 70 shillings,
Yeah.
that's 280.
yeah.
So you even have 30 shillings extra to
Yeah.
buy maybe
Extra.
some
We can
drink
buy
now.
some tropical
Yeah,
on the
on the
on
way,
our
yeah,
way.
from the jam guy.
Can tip the driver 30 bob and you'll feel like so empowered.
Yes,
Say,
sir.
hey, nimekuja tu 50 jamaa,
Yeah.
30 bob.
This
Yeah.
guy is empowered by 30 shillings.
5 star alafu.
That one can get definitely a 5-star. And you
Yeah.
see the weather has been shifty and everything.
If you're a rider,
Yeah.
just tip Edwin with 30 shillings, he will be empowered.
I'll be empowered. Boy child.
Boy child.
So now before we run out of track, we were talking about like estimates of like what you can be able to get right now, so that I know how, if you're splitting with now, of course,
The owner of the
the
car.
owner of the car,
probably,
how
or
much you have to
even-
go home with.
I would say averagely, right now,
Yeah,
2,000, 3,000 shillings.
2, 3. Wait, before that's after splitting, or
No.
if it's your car.
That's
If it's your car,
yeah.
If it's
Really?
a car, yeah,
Yeah,
if it's a
it's not
car,
bad.
comfortably go home with if
oh,
it's a
but
chap-chap,
that's minus expenses, right? Of course, fueling and everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Because in a normal
So
day,
if you're splitting, definitely it's not.
doesn't-
Yeah, it won't
And
make
that's
a
the
lot of
problem
business
most
sense.
drivers
you see,
have. Yeah, it doesn't.
I
And
can-
most drivers, you'll get like they don't own a car or
Yeah,
something.
they don't know.
So
They are probably given the car by the guy who's probably working somewhere and has
Yeah.
taken a facility. So they give a guy who doesn't have any other job the car to drive the whole day. So if they make that, Probably the owner wants like what 1,500 per day
1,500.
averagely as we speak right now. So the driver remains with about 500 shillings.
Yeah.
Remember, this guy has also.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe 1,000.
When the day is good,
Oh.
it's
Okay.
As in, that's how severe it is right now.
Yeah, because
So-
Kitambo it used to be slightly. I hear people
It used
made
to
a
be good.
kill.
Yeah.
He
People,
made a kill.
Yeah,
When
I-
I was
that
being
one-
auctioned my
yeah,
cars.
yeah.
This guy
Serious?
was a baller.
I was a baller.
Serious?
Yeah.
Nilikuwa naingia club na wase relaxing.
Because you know,
Because I used to go to the
I
road.
got this. Yeah, I got this.
Gotcha.
I got.
So
That's why it
it's
became big.
and that's why you'll find most investors right now in the business are complaining that either the driver doesn't give out the money because the driver will be like, I have a family to feed. Will I give you the money first, or do I make sure my kid is eating? Do I make sure my rent is paid? So you end up having backlogs of many of madeni he should have submitted to the owner of the car. The owner of the car cannot pay the loan at the bank. The bank repossesses the car, so it's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
It's tricky.
It's a tricky cycle.
And
so
for somebody who's starting off, then let's say these drivers we're talking about.
yeah.
Is there any way they're able to get that facility? Or should we call it? Can I call it a loan in layman's terms?
Yeah,
So
call it a
for
loan.
maybe people who don't understand what a facility is before we get into an explanation to why it's called facility.
For somebody who's starting out afresh as
Yeah.
a driver, or
And they
has
don't
been a
and they
driver.
don't have because I'm assuming if you're a driver, it's because you don't have a car or you're not able to get your own car and pay it off.
Yes.
I think it's much easier for you. What makes sense to me is you're the owner of the car
And you're driving.
and you're driving it.
Yes.
That makes more
moment,
sense.
That makes sense. At the moment, that makes sense. So there are various options. One would be you having a good bank account and going to the bank for the formal facility, which is basically asset finance, whereby you put up a deposit and they give you the vehicle and you can repay within a certain duration.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
50%? Do you pay like 50%
Depends
or?
with your bank statement.
Depends on your bank statements,
If it's
but
strong.
since it's a commercial asset, basically it's for
Okay,
business.
because we're talking about
Yeah.
somebody who's not. Because we're talking of these drivers who are trying to get in the business, but they are not. They haven't been getting like steady income,
I can answer that.
but they want to. They want to do that business.
I can answer that for
Yeah.
you. Okay, Uber came with such a platform for drivers to own their own vehicles. But initially they used to do all brands of vehicles. Then they came into a partnership with CMC. And they partnered, and that's why they give them these cars. We commonly call them as Chap Chap, the Suzuki Alto. So for a driver to
I hear
own-
that car is a mil.
it's a mil.
1
and
million.
some change.
Unfortunately, but the
But-
cash price of that vehicle is between 500 and 600,000. But by the time you're
500,
finishing
yeah,
paying,
it's a mil.
it's a mil.
Because
Oh, the payment plans make it 1M because
Yeah,
they have to
because-
put, of course, their profit because they are
Yeah.
basically giving you the car for free.
yeah, they give that car for free as long as you have a good rating
Yeah.
and your total revenue for the month. You must have at least a sales of 90,000 and beyond.
What?
90,000. It's not so much. It's
No, with the
3,000.
because
No,
we're
no,
talking
no.
about the
No,
chap
that's-
chap. That's definitely charging lower.
Yeah.
You see, for them, this is how they calculate. They calculate whatever you do in that. You see, like right now,
Yeah.
from here to Tao, it's giving you 250. You, as the customer, will pay 250, which is
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
The app will add that will pay 250 again. So that this trip basically is 5 sock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the 5 sock.
Basically sales.
the
They'll
plan.
still give you the.
So as long as
Will
you-
they give you that other
They put it
50%?
in their account, so you don't really.
they put-
No,
So
but
I
it's
wouldn't
still
say
money that's there. It's still your money,
Still
right?
money there.
You see, this is basically what we call kupaka hewa rangi.
They force you to
Rangi-
save, Apana. They force you to save.
No, you see,
Well, you see, they still need their 25%.
yeah.
Oh,
they still,
yeah.
they'll still pull up.
Basically, it's basically making sure that they get their 25%.
Ah, I
You see,
get
this
you.
is
Get you.
just basically, you see,
They take it in advance.
Yeah, this is 500 bob. 500 bob times 25% is around 125 bob.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way.
370.
Instead of us doing small math, let me put it this way. For you to achieve that particular sort of sales, you basically have to do donkey work.
You are not resting. Let's just say you are not resting.
Exactly.
There is no time
There
you're
are
saying, let me put my app off.
Yeah, there are instances of drivers sleeping in their cars.
That's why they limited.
That's why they limited the hours. Because without
really
limiting, I don't think somebody, if you know you're supposed to pay up, you wouldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the things that drivers, or rather people who are operating in these businesses, have to do. You literally have to do donkey work to reach a certain amount of sales or a certain amount of money, which is quite a lot of work. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not easy daily.
Not easy.
Driving the whole day is quite tiring, and probably going home late. Because most drivers have different apps, so when one goes off, they'll switch on to another one.
Either way, they'll still,
yeah, because they're trying to reach these targets, probably for the owner, probably for themselves, to have a certain limit to acquire their own vehicle. So it's really a lot of donkey work, and the reason why I say that is, if you look at the statistics or reports coming all across the world, these particular online cabs are having issues with the regulations and how they're being licensed because of the type of agreements they have with their drivers. It's not being seen as fair or good enough for people.
But I think also a big problem with Nairobi, because as compared to other cities where they have good roads and no traffic, because like I know, like here on Tuesday, I don't know what was going on in the roads, but getting to town was taking like 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. So you see, that's so much time that you'd have made so much money if you're moving around with your Uber, but now you're constantly stuck on traffic.
Yeah, actually, even onto that point yesterday, there was a blog going around about a certain app has introduced a certain feature favoring the customer.
What's the feature and which app is this, so that I can install and start using immediately?
This guy has become a brand ambassador.
I need that brand ambassadorship. Okay, but you don't have to say the brand, but what's the thing that favors the customer?
Yeah, there was a post going on jana. Okay, we knew it about it because the app company, they sent us a memo telling us from today henceforth, you as the driver will not be able to change this destination. Example, I'm picking you from town, and we're going to Kasarani. Sawa?
Yeah.
That's what
I put in the app. Yeah.
Yes. But along the way, we decide I'm to Ruiru.
I have to pick my chile in Ruiru, bro, before we go to Nini.
Yes. So that in real life, we make unaenda Kasarani.
Yeah.
And you know, for you need to pass Kasarani, ufike mpaka Ruiru.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Kasarani.
I get you.
And then you John, you decide today, this plane. Because me as a driver, I don't have the powers to change the app.
Yeah.
I don't have the powers to change the app. You as the client useme leo si change, and probably kutoka Tao hadi Kasa ilikwambia 350. Do you know utafika mpaka Ruiru, uchukue demi yako umhag, driver hapa kianza kukuhutia buda time namwambia relax, sina kulipa, relax.
Don't tell me the money won't change.
You're vibing your chick on my time.
Wait, it won't change?
It won't change a dime.
Unless you change the destination.
Unless now I change.
You as John.
Oh, no. Okay, then that's...
So, I saw somebody akisema, mimi, our app wataniti. Hakuna vyote mimi ndani. Ndakuwa nachukua maderes. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
But I understand the frustrations as well, because what do you do as a driver at that point?
You have to be humble, because there is no, if the customer says I won't change, hakuna kitu tafanya.
You can't tell them like why you need to change.
Kama ataki.
Well, you can cut them out of the car.
Yes, but they will not pay you. Atakulipa yenye. Skia. Yes, sawa. Kick out of the car. Akwambia end trip.
The remedy at the moment, what I see other drivers are doing is that when we get to where you had put as a destination, let's say we get to Kasarani, actually it's either you change or you get out. And
what?
Yeah, because
Serious.
why would I take you further? And I know, you know.
I don't want to go home alone. I don't want to go home alone. My girlfriend has just decided she wants to see me tonight. So
Yeah.
Change the destination so that you can go further. You know, authorize me.
Yeah.
The app. Authorize me.
But it's just being fair
It's
anyway.
just
I
being
think
fair
just
anyway.
being fair, because if you put yourself in the driver's shoes, it's the only right thing
It's
to
just
do.
being fair.
Yeah.
And once again, I think it all boils down to what I said earlier: people's skills. Because there's a way in which you can tell somebody, and they actually
In a condescending way.
do the right thing, unless they have another hidden agenda, which just means it's their character which is the problem.
No, true.
Yeah.
True. Now, what else would you say like are just some hurdles that you guys go through on the road? Because I've had
The boys in blue,
Ah,
the popos.
do they disturb you though?
Oh my God.
Why?
Both.
Oh,
And
Because I
think-
thought if
Uh-huh.
matatus have a problem, but I've never understood why Uber, because Ubers or like online taxis, because online taxis are like personal cars.
not really. Actually, they're like matatus.
Really?
It's only one person or two
Yes.
people in it.
yes.
It's as honestly speaking, it's as simple as that. To police people, to the people in blue
And kanjos.
and kanjos, the local county as carriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ubers are just like matatus or pikipikis. That's the way they see them. One,
So
see
they
them as a
don't.
menace in the
But
city.
how would they know if you're nini,
Yeah, an Uber.
an online cab?
Taxi.
There are certain marks you're supposed to put on an Uber vehicle that are
Yeah.
quite noticeable. One, the
And
insurance is totally different in
it's-
terms
it's
of even
a
color.
Oh.
Two, you're supposed to inscribe the letters PSV at the front and at the back. Public
At the
service
front?
vehicle.
Yeah. All cars
Really?
they have.
Yeah.
They
All
have a
cars
small.
have.
It's,
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
at the door, at the driver's door, you see like that car.
Yeah.
You see.
The-
Just
Oh,
Basically,
that's
yeah,
yeah. That's how you
yeah.
can. Yeah, that's how
you're
you can
supposed to
actually tell.
place those particular
then-
marks. So
And then the funny thing with Ubers, we know each other.
Mm.
If you see a small car with so many dents and it's a new car, definitely that's an Uber.
It's so many dents.
You know,
Somebody's going through it. Eh?
I remember
Yeah.
when I started the Uber business,
Yeah.
these guys gave me a nickname.
Uh-huh. Why?
Kayo jina Dani.
it comes with any inexperienced driver in Nairobi. The
What
buses
was
and the
the name?
matatus are going to teach you a lesson.
So
Uh-huh.
when I remember when I started doing this Uber thing,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't so conversant with the roads.
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere I will go, I'll just get a cadent. Then when we meet with the boys, when I'm about to pop,
Yeah.
they'll come, Buddha, dentist amefika.
Yeah.
So people think
dentist.
like I'm a dentist, like
Yeah. They don't understand too many dents zingine za gari.
as a gari.
Uh-huh.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, my rating is still perfecto. I don't do dents anymore.
And Kwanza, speaking of that, Mr. Dentist, do you need like a special cover if you're doing Uber? Because they are looking at it as, because if those are cases that actually come up on a regular, that you're always bumping your car, getting knocked here and there with matatus and whatever. Is that, do you require just the regular insurance, or you need something
You-
special?
You need a special type of cover. Our cover, the PSV cover, actually we need to pay for the passenger's liability. Us ourselves, us as the car owners,
Yeah.
we are not covered.
Yeah.
You
That
had-
I
I
had.
saw that.
Did you see that on my knee? Because
Yes.
even for me, I was like, "What? The driver is never insured."
You're the owner of the car. You buy the
Yeah,
car.
but that basically comes with every other car.
But
I
each
didn't know.
but
I assumed, but to me, it just didn't make any sense. How are the passengers covered?
yes.
And
Yet the person who's
who's in
driving,
charge, yeah.
imagine, and maybe owns the car,
Yeah.
And
is
Really
not covered.
it's
Yeah.
not covered. Actually,
crazy.
even for us, we pay for it's
The
called
personal
for-
accident cover.
For PLL, it's called PLL.
What's that?
Passenger
Basically,
liability.
passenger liability. Basically, you pay for the passengers and the vehicle if you're
And
taking a
you?
comprehensive
How
one.
about you?
For yourself, I would advise you to take a personal accident cover for you yourself.
Yeah.
In case of any unfortunate incidences on the road. So
Have you taken yours,
yeah, personally, I have one.
Edu?
I have a cover as well.
Have you taken your personal accident cover?
Mine is.
You know, all the people you carry are insured. You know that, and your car.
Anyway, I hate to say this, but
God
I'm
for us
covered.
all.
God for us all.
I hate to say this, but my wife works in some good company. So
You're almost saying funny. Hey, should
no,
have killed you up.
No, some good company.
This guy is covered by the blood of Jesus.
I'm also covered by that. And, anyway,
That's the cover you have.
Says mambo ya accident. Because I've been...
No, but you have to think about it. Because, you know, the funny thing is, like, I remember I lost a friend 2 years ago. This guy didn't have cover, but allegedly he had so much money in the car after the accident. Yeah, probably like 200 G's.
And
That's the kind of money he used to walk around with if he's going to a bar. Standard 200 G's.
And
but when he got into an accident,
it's so cheap. It's less than 5 G's.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
No,
can you imagine just because of that small thing, like, and he died specifically because when they took him to hospital, they couldn't find any way
And
they can.
just for your information, it's not just for death only.
Yeah.
It's also for permanent disability.
Yeah.
If you're no longer able to earn your income, if, for example, I can no longer drive, but I'm still alive,
Yeah.
there's a certain apportionment that I'm accorded so that I'm able to do something else or to keep me going. So it's not only for death purposes, just to
So that it just doesn't leave you in a very
bad place.
bad place.
Yeah.
Exactly. At least you can bounce back with just something to keep you going.
And even your dependents for that.
Oh yeah, and your dependence again. Okay, another thing, because we've just talked about, like, you know, the hurdles and so many difficulties, but what are some of the good things that come with just being an online driver?
Being your own boss.
BOY.
If there's something that I have gained, given that I've been in employment before and now, is there is something that comes with being your own boss. Yes, you may not be like a boss, you know, all rich and stuff, but the fact that you're managing your own things in your own time and you're responsible for yourself, fully responsible, and no one monitoring you. You see what guys normally write on their CV: can work with little or no supervision.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. Now, that's it.
Nobody. It's only God is just the one watching you from up there, saying, "Look at this fella right here, saying he can work on himself." So it's the best thing. You can manage yourself, and if you do it properly, I think it's limitless. It opens up a new world for you.
Anything else? Okay, being your own boss, definitely being flexible with hours.
Yes.
How about something like networking? Do you meet people that, you know, become maybe friends? Or maybe the company saying, like, you can't be friends with your passengers. They say that. You can't be friends with your passengers. Is that like a policy thing? Don't try and be.
Policy actually whereby you're not supposed to contact the
customer
afterwards.
After
Really?
Yes.
What if like a client? Because I'm just assuming if you do like a really good job, you pick them from, like, let's say the airport, and they're like, okay, here's the thing. I normally come back to the country like
After
4
every
times.
2-3 weeks.
After every 2-3 weeks.
Come and pick
But
me
I
up.
want you to pick me up, and I'm not even paying you this rate.
Yes.
I'll give you like X amount. Because
Yes.
we're talking about if somebody's flying out,
Yeah.
they start paying you with, of course, either euros, dollars,
Yeah.
or you know that that Arab money. So it's definitely different, and they don't feel like, you know,
Yeah,
they don't feel like it's the pain of even spending X amount of money. Might pay you 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So you are not supposed to, or do you still, like, if the client insists? You're like, okay, I know you have money, but the company policy says I should not take.
That's not happening.
Basically, you know, the wrong person to approach.
Yeah.
It's a lady.
Yeah.
For ladies, at least you have, me being a gentleman, I need to tread carefully with ladies.
Very, because you don't want it to come off the wrong way.
Yes. Yes. For ladies, it's a totally different thing. But for Jamas,
Yeah.
you know, I remember around December, I chukuad somebody from airport, and he had just landed and he wanted, you know, he was on a transit plane.
Yeah.
So alikuwa anataka tu kutembea tao, ajue tu tao.
I just want to see around. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So akanipika akaniambia, hi, Nairobi?
Yeah.
I picked him and then he said, Nairobi? And she said, Nairobi, and then I smiled like Nairobi. Then we came and then I was like, you first time in Kenya? Yes, first time in Africa. Like Africa, weather good. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you nigga.
Yeah.
And then he was on a card trip.
Yeah.
And I knew, man, I don't want this card trips, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you know, this money for card trips.
It's accumulated, and here you get paid later on. Yeah.
So I said, okay.
And you have to offset expenses, of course.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as Uber, we live per second by. Tumepata 5 so sahi kuna mtu asmoki hapo buda piga smoki mbili kwa mkono hapo 50 nisikia kunywa ka Sprite and
Yeah.
So I remember you said Nairobi and you smiled like a zombie and I was like, okay, Nairobi. Then I asked him, is it your first time in Kenya?
Yeah.
He said yes. So I told him, let me take you to National Park. Hey, he was so excited. I changed the destination Arakaraka to hapa Lang'ata. And then he took pictures and I'm just waiting in the car and I'm like, okay, enjoy. So I took him to some curio shop. You know, whenever we take people to curio shops, you know, we get some incentives.
Oh yeah, commission.
So,
plus short, he's just excited. He wants to see all the new things before his flight back to.
So I remember we went to the museum. Then I took him. I told him, "Have you ever had any Kenyan foods?" And he said, "Africa food? No. You know, everything is Africa."
Yeah.
So I took him some joint. He took nyama choma, and I was like,
"They love nyama choma. They love nyama choma."
And we take photos, and you know, I gave him an experience. Then, you know, his flight was the following day. I don't know at what time.
Yeah.
So then he asked me for what people go out. So the entire day, after nikampeleka out, he was like my buddy. You know, people thought like I knew him for 5 years. Yeah. We went with him at Jay's.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You know, like ladies will come to a meza because they see a mzungu. They will think like I'm a rich kid as well.
Yeah.
They know I am just an Uber driver. And it was fun. And
but you see, that's an experience, because you see, that's a client who's asking for that. It's not like it's his first day in Nairobi.
I think what he's basically saying, if the client is more approachive of the idea, good. Yeah. But if it's coming from you, and the client doesn't feel like it and ends up reporting you, that's a whole
different scenario.
That's a whole different scenario, which could lead you into trouble, even being banned or blocked from the app. So if it comes from the client, maybe they like your service. Because there are instances whereby somebody will be like, "Oh, I like your car. It's clean. I like the way you drive. I feel comfortable in it. Would you mind doing this and that?" If it works for you and it works for both of you, well and good. At the end of the day, you're still out here looking for money. So why not?
True.
Yeah.
So what are your... Okay, those are also like some good... I can say networking is definitely on top of like the list of like good things that come out of it. Is there anything else before I ask the craziest Uber stories? Because I also asked that lady friend of mine, and her, she was just like... she used to say, in fact, there's a point where she used to wear so many jumpers so that when you look at her, you just look at she never even used to comb her hair perfectly, so that she just didn't want to pick any guy and make that guy get any ideas. And she's actually a model, by the way. That's the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a model.
Do you still have her number?
Yes, but she no longer works there. So
this is the driver you should avoid.
like I still have her number. Yeah, she's actually a model, a very good friend of mine, and she was saying
only
like
a friend, huh?
Only a friend, of course, only a friend. And you want advice on how she made it through her payments and everything?
He wants to give back customer service.
Yes.
So
I want to give back.
It's the least you can do.
Yeah. He cares about clients.
So any other good thing that you can say, like, you know, you gain just from it outside, like, you know, just earning your money and everything else? What else would you say is like an advantage, something you gain?
I think you normally think, you know, for example, if you're born and raised near Nairobi or within the outskirts of Nairobi, you normally end up thinking, you know, mi najua Nairobi, najua kila place.
True.
But there are some places you come to discover and you're like, what?
You actually didn't know Nairobi.
You have no idea. There are some places I've gone to just within the city or the outskirts of the city, and I'm like, wow, this is a very impressive place. Or you have come across certain architecture or certain places, and you're really impressed. So I would say I've known more by moving around. It's like I'm traveling, but within the confines.
You know
of
all the places like your.
Yeah, you go to Naivasha, you go to Machakos. Sometimes you do get long trips. So you discover places you never knew about. So I would say the exposure to know more places. I think I know a lot of places than I used to previously. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
And I
How
think
about
for
you?
me, if I'm ever going back to business, like full time, I think with Uber, I've known so many things. I'm very observant. As much as I talk much, as you can see on the podcast, I also observe a lot.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes I talk, and talking maybe help me. I know I have. Right now, if you ask me if you want anything, any connections anywhere, I think I have a clue from the customers I've carried for the last 4 years. You ask me anybody in county, if you're maybe trying to look for a liquor license or something.
Yeah. Because those are things that you actually do on a...
If you're trying to get something in industrial area, I know somebody. If I'm trying to, I know, at least...
If my car has, an issue...
Yes.
You know the best mechanic. You know somebody who
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done so many things. Mpaka architecture, people, yani mpaka leo even the customer I just chukuad before I came here.
Yeah.
I have, before that I was a victim. I've been a victim of carjacking.
Really? Before you were an online driver?
When I was...
when you're starting?
Yes.
Okay.
I was a victim of a carjacking. So I installed some nice app on my phone before I chukua any customer. Because carjacking is very common.
It can happen to anyone at any point, especially if you're in Nairobi.
Yeah. For you to be carjacked, for you to request an Uber, you only need 3 things.
Yeah.
You only need a smartphone.
Yeah.
You only need a valid email address and a valid phone number.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. So anybody could be requesting for this ride.
You can just get somebody's phone.
With the number of IDs that are lost every now and
then. You just go pick
a... true.
Yeah.
Somebody can just take and actually register.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
then you
true.
Go and create a funny email address.
True.
And
that's
request.
true.
So before, I was just saying, like Leo, somebody. When tu nimemchukua before that nimchukue kumfanyia tu research. I knew this woman, she's an agent, she's a travel agent person. Before nimbebe. So kwenye gari yangu kumbalisha habari mzuri ndo unaenda kazi kumtoshanisha tu. You must toshanisha people.
Yeah. It's like Njoro or Uber, but now you guys are the real deal. Sasa it's not acting.
It's no longer acting.
This is not acting. Yeah, this is the real deal. Yeah.
I'm Njoro, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the real Njoro or Uber. His name is actually Njoro.
Yeah, that's actually a second name.
Yeah.
So this is the real Njoro
or Uber.
You know what the name of this podcast is going to be? The real Njoro or Uber. And that's the name of the episode.
The real Njoro or Uber, I'm a dentist.
I think the real Njoro or Uber is better because we're basically dandiaing something that's already created, but now we're doing this is the real deal.
Yeah.
It's a real deal.
Big up Njoro Uber. Fake.
So you were saying you know so many things and...
it has...
I think it's basically networking. You get to know a lot of people.
Oh no, he was saying something to do with Nikajua, something
so
travel agent or something.
From just before even he came to the car, I already knew what he does.
Yeah.
What she does. Sorry, she was a she. I have a problem with he and she.
He and she. It's okay.
So
in some countries, if you have a hard difference differentiating that, it's gonna be. You'll be surprised, eh? You'll be surprised. Let's go on. Sorry.
So I think
this guy shouldn't go to Asia.
You shouldn't go to Asia. Hey, be like, I want I want a massage, and then the English is broken. They ask you, he or she, or he or she. I say he. Yeah, Ishi. Give a mix of two. I'll give you a mix.
Oh crap.
Okay, now let's go. Anyway.
So I was talking about that the customer just chukua before he came to the podcast.
Yeah.
You could see from his portfolio he does travel agency. He takes people to mostly Asian countries, Asian continent.
See, you're not far-fetched to that conversation.
So I was like, okay. So I dandiaed and I got her talking.
Yeah.
She told me she has contacts there and she has an agency and XYZ. And I remembered my canis alifanya KCSE and she didn't really do well. And she's like, me I've been there before. So she's like, uncle, si unitafutia tu kazi to buy. Aki ukinitafutia, she's like, naambia okay, relax too.
Yeah.
So now nikaongelesha mother, then I called my niece. She told me she has some openings. Actually, she's doing interviews on Monday. So I called my niece and I told her, and I said, kuna mother flani XYZ. I gave her the number and they have talked. You see, those are the kind of networking you talk. You know something, capitalize.
Because let's be honest, in Nairobi, it's all networking. Without networking, it's not like any other country you see you can just survive with just one thing permanently. True. You really need to know your way around and everything. Now,
just before, let me cut you short. Just to expound on that, I have a personal experience which I would say if it weren't for me being online on this particular platform, probably it wouldn't be part of me achieving my passion or dreams in terms of work. So I carried a certain lady who happened to be a producer in a TV station. And in our minister conversation, she was like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm driving, I'm an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And she insisted, no, you look like you do something else. So I told her, this is what I do for now. And she just asked me for my CV, which I sent. 2-3 months down the line, she called me for an interview, which I aced and got the job. So, and it was
in media?
In media. So she knows herself. Thank you very much. Big up to you. And I would say if it wasn't for this, we probably would never have met, and I wouldn't have taken that particular step towards my passion going upwards.
So you still do this job as well?
Yeah, I still do it on a part-time basis.
Wow.
Met or met?
Met. We met.
Pronunciation M-A-T or M-E-T?
M-E-T.
If it was not for her, maybe we could have not met. Met.
I know where this guy is taking this story. I know where he's taking it.
I think for Asia.
So you see now that's just a very pure coincidence. You meet someone and just through networking, as you say, somebody sees like, hey, there's something that, and that's why I was saying, like, there are certain incidents that happen and you can't start telling the client, no, according to our policy, you're not supposed to get any other opportunities that might be for a brighter future. No, I mean, you're having a conversation, someone is interested, you just network and you never know what it might lead to. And there you go, another job on screen, presenting, reading news. So make sure you look out for him. I'll put his I'll put that tango. I'll put that like tagline and make sure like you just follow him and you'll see everything else that he has going on. It's just because this topic is specifically because of this online taxi conversation. Yes. Now we have to go to the crazy stories before we wind up. Wow. What's your craziest Uber story? Because I know at night, that's where like all the drama happens. I know that's where all the drama happens. Mimi silipi, nasilipi. Hata ufanye nini silipi. Yeah, you pick people maybe at the bar, they start making out in your car. Is that restricted? First of all.
To be honest.
If you've picked somebody, because, we're all adults here, right?
Yeah.
At night, of course, you're picking people who are coming from a club. And they start making out behind your car. Is according to company policy, is it okay for them?
Okay.
It's in fact, I'm just like, I'm choosing my words.
Excited about this particular aspect.
Yeah. Is it okay for your patrons to start like making out in the car or just get comfortable? Because they're on their way home. They've been sipping, they're a couple maybe, and they just, Because Nairobi
Edwin.
nightlife, that's the story of Nairobi
That's
nightlife.
Yeah.
Edwin will probably join them.
What happens?
Anyway.
Okay, what happens? Because I'm sure this has happened, right?
Countless times.
Yeah.
Countless
Has this
times.
happened to you in your car?
It has.
Yeah, so what happens then?
You ask them if you can join them anyway. let me stop
Ask
joking.
for permission. Like, hey, may I join you?
Anyway, it depends how you relate with people. If people come to you, you pick people maybe from what is the for example, like big club.
Yeah.
Maybe pick people from big club and they're
Yeah.
like so respectful.
The people with guns.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, it's in the news. I'm not saying anything that's not public knowledge. I'm just saying what's public knowledge right now.
There are some ratchet clubs. You go
Yeah.
there and ni ratchet.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true as well.
Ati uende msee sijui club kama
Where? You can mention where. Is Whiskey River on that nini?
it's on top of the list.
Because I know, because anybody who knows nightlife, we're
Yeah.
not mentioning anything that's far-fetched, but like people really go out there to have fun and like express full ratchetness. So
uende kwa say hapo K1 on a Thursday wametoka kula veve na wamesikiza reggae.
yeah,
Hapo wameingia kwa gari yako. Kai aki ubaki
yeah, I know.
For them they have
Yeah.
no chills. They start making out in your car and you're like,
Yeah.
damn. Tafadhali ngojeni mfike. You become like
Yeah,
sema madam boss, tafadhali tu ngojeni kidogo mshuke, haikubaliki ruhusa hiki kwa Uber. You jifanya like
you just try and be,
but
Polite about it.
it. True.
polite but in a tough way.
Yeah.
Give them like a tough love.
But if they refuse to hear you and they go on, Yeah, 'cause I know, yeah.
High or
do they actually listen if you tell them? That's what
You don't listen. They do. You tell them, boss, hii kitu ikubaliki kwa gari, tafadhali kama mmenini.
hii kitu haikubaliki kwa gari.
and then they'll be like, wewe si uangalie mbele.
Unatuangalia ama unaendesha gari? Hey, how did you see us in the first place if you're supposed to be driving?
For smooching, for this like Evo,
Yeah.
that one I have zero problem. But if it comes
So they
to-
can make out in the car.
No, smooching that like the one.
So will you be driving or will you be inspecting and making sure it's just smoothing and it doesn't exceed that?
Do you know me? I've ever carried somebody and it's like, okay, they started smooching and I was like, easy. And then it
Too steamy.
It escalated. People start taking off their clothes.
nikaongeza ka volume.
French kissing in there.
Nikaongeza ka volume so that I don't hear those funny noises.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, my car is smelling bad.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, okay, come on, really?
Just ask for money to wash the car though, because
No,
the
okay.
damage is done now. So what do you do?
I think they were becoming steamy, and I was like, Buddha. I had to pull the car aside.
Yeah.
Because Buddha manze itabidi tu kidogo tu mchill.
Hey, let me get you where you're going as fast as I can. Just belt up, let's get you home, and then you guys can continue.
Exactly.
Or give them privacy.
Yes.
Or give them privacy, you step out of the car, give them privacy.
There's somebody who often needs such a thing.
Hey.
They like asked you to give them privacy.
Yes.
And they pay you extra or something.
Yes.
And
I
did you?
promise. I was really, let me tell you, I was at the corner, kabisa, I was in the corner there.
Yeah.
I really thought hard about it. Then, nikaona siwezi. Mimi mwenyewe sijaifanya hiyo kitu.
I
Yeah.
have a
I
feeling
hope
you took the
Charlotte-
money.
I hope she's watching, huh? Mimi mwenyewe sijaifanya.
You've said a name. Who's that?
I said chocolates.
Oh, okay.
They're my favorite desserts.
You know they can always rewind, eh?
Yeah.
That's on
There's a
you.
rewind.
I will tell it.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's always in the guidelines. Even as much as the apps try to regulate us as drivers, they also tell the riders or the clients what kind of behavior is allowed. For example, eating in the car is not allowed.
Eating in the Uber is not allowed?
Yeah, it's not allowed because
See,
you
that
will
I didn't
eat.
know.
You will eat.
Yeah.
The smell of the food remains.
Yeah, and
comes
somebody
in
else.
The paper's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's not fresh. And probably they don't like whatever you are eating. So it's not allowed just for the sake of freshness. So there are behaviors that they know they are not supposed to carry out. But
even smoking.
Smoking.
But if you're also a smoker driver, well,
you might actually you might get along with somebody.
So it really comes up to you and your ethics and how you conduct yourself and how you want your car to remain. So if you're firm about it, they'll definitely respect that. But if you're easygoing, they'll be like, achana huyu. So
just don't care.
Yeah.
Or what's your now? That was like me bringing a question up. As I created a scenario and I asked like, how would you react to it? But what's your craziest Uber story? Or that was the craziest one?
That's every Uber driver story. Me, I have so many. So
we just want one. We want one. We have time for one.
Let me let Danny do it.
What's your
I can't tell your story.
No, you tell yours.
You tell yours. What's your crazy Uber story?
My crazy Uber story. Well, luckily for me, I stopped working overnight because of family obligations. So I prefer working during the day. But initially, when I was doing it at night, so I happened to get a request from Kiambu Road in one of the clubs. And they were going to town. So two gentlemen
I know which
get
one
in.
it is. I know which one it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So two gentlemen get in, and they are going to downtown in Nairobi.
At night?
Yeah, at night. In not really downtown, but let's say Tomboya Street. It's one of the clubs that's known to have a particular sexual orientation.
Oh, yeah.
So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's true, but allegedly.
It's true.
Okay.
He would know definitely.
Yeah.
Asian guys.
No.
course.
Network.
So-
Yeah, that's network. Nobody's judging here. Like that's.
That's
Hey, so it's all
Free
good.
space.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey,
so
you can do whatever you want to do at your own free time. As we're not here to.
I like my Kenyan.
And it won't change the way we feel about you. We are still friends with you.
buddies.
Yeah, we're still friends.
So so at first I didn't put much thought into it. They're just clients. I'm taking them whatever they want to go.
Yeah.
So they get in, and unfortunately my radio wasn't working on that particular day, so it's as quiet as it can be in the vehicle. So one of them is trying to vibe the other one. Hi, unataka tuende wapi? And the other one is not feeling it.
Yeah.
Mi sijui anywhere tu. Na utakunywa nini? Chochote tu utaitisha.
Yeah.
It sounds like a dude to a girl, but when I look in my rearview mirror, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Why would you want somebody to soothe you when you're a dude?
Yeah.
And why are you as a dude soothing another dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's him, I'll tell
See,
you.
that's
Pick
where.
whatever you want.
No, but see, that's where Edu says, like, can I join you guys? Okay, So, sorry for interrupting the jokes.
The problem
guys.
is that I could hear everything they're saying.
Oh,
because
yeah.
obviously it's quiet in the vehicle.
And he was really
And-
interested in it.
It was very awkward for me because it reached a point where,
We got goosebumps.
speaking from experience,
I know it's preference.
so it got weird for me because it got to a place whereby, he would try, the way you try and seduce maybe a lady and get closer to her and everything, and they almost started, making up or whatever. But luckily we were already in town because there's no traffic. It's a short distance.
Yeah.
So it
You're
was
stepping
more,
on that motif.
Yeah, it was more awkward for me, but sometimes I look at it, you're just supposed to take them there, and
Yeah,
and
at
that's
the end
their
of the
private
day, you
space,
still
whatever
like
they want to do.
it's still a client, and you
Yeah.
also have to like respect.
You have to
like,
respect
see,
their decisions,
the
their
thing.
choices, their
Yeah.
preferences, because I
Eh,
also have my preferences
eh,
which
of
somebody
course.
else might not like.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to respect that. As much as you're not comfortable with
Yeah.
it, you have to respect that.
Yeah. So for you, it's just to finish like your job and
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Yeah. Maybe just to add another experience that was crazy for me, I had a racist moment. An old English lady actually called me a black monkey.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you have
that's
to leave the
about
car.
that.
Now you have to leave the car.
That gets crazy, and
But
you
I
really
know
have
it-
to make a decision
I know
between
it
either
becomes-
keeping quiet and just taking her and then complaining
Yeah.
later,
Yeah.
or just getting her out of the vehicle. So there are certain incidences.
But if something
that
like that
happen.
happens,
Mhm.
are you allowed to? Because you don't necessarily need to confront the client or
Yeah,
anything, but
yeah.
just end the ride. Like, you know what?
Just get out.
Yeah, just leave the car. Because
It's-
it's inappropriate, of
Yeah.
course, already, and it's just like
Was it
crossing
in a
lines.
joking
That
way when he called you black monkey?
Sorry?
Was it in a joking way?
No. It wasn't in a joking way. So sometimes the map aren't accurate, so you happen to pass where they are.
Yeah.
You know, the
Ah.
pins, because we take up whatever we can see as the pin,
The landmark.
Yeah.
as the landmark rather. So
Yeah.
I happened to pass her, and then I saw her. I had to come back, and then she was like, "Don't you know where you're going? Are you stupid? You can see I'm standing here."
okay,
With
now
Uber, we
that-
don't even know how you look like when we're coming for you.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
So I wouldn't even know if you're the one standing there. And sometimes there are no contacts to call, so you're just messaging each other. So when I got to her, and she was late, so she already had an issue going on because she was late, and
Yeah.
she was like blaming me for passing her.
Yeah,
going
and
somewhere
you're
else in
just
Tanzania. So to her, I was illiterate and I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just like a monkey or something of the sort. So
and it's a black monkey.
a black monkey.
Black-
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And don't talk back to me. I'm not talking to you. Don't talk back to me. I'm talking to you. So
Ah, la,
Can just
la. Okay,
imagine.
that's
It was
crazy.
very
So now
complex.
there, like you said, so what do you do? How did you handle that situation?
unfortunately, I was quite new in the business that time. So
Mm.
and then it was a shocker for me. You always read about
Oh, like
stories
you've
about
never
racism,
experienced
but
anything like that.
before- You've never experienced
Yeah.
it. So I was like, wait, am I really a monkey? 'Cause
Yeah, is it like
Yeah, you
is
are.
it
It's really a
this real?
shocker.
Is this like what am I? You're not even sure how you're supposed to react.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't talk back. I just, luckily, I just drove her to where she was going. It
Yeah.
was a short distance,
Mm.
somewhere in Westlands. And when I dropped her off, I reported the incident.
Ah, yeah.
So we were able to take matters into their hands,
Yeah.
and
So you just
Uber very
followed the right
cooperative.
yeah. But the most important thing I would say is just keep your cool
yeah.
in any situation. keep
Because
your
anybody
cool.
can push your buttons, I guess, at
Exactly.
any time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just keep your cool and be you.
Mm.
Don't take it overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, your crazy stories, my friend.
There are many, but
Give us one. Give us one. We've
A
already
good
gone.
one.
Yeah, a
A
good
good
one. Give
one.
us a good one.
A
Give
good
us
one.
Yeah.
A good do and a good do.
I remember there was this day I was in Umoja.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got a request from some chick.
Yeah.
There are these ratchet type of chicks.
Uh-huh. The one who said it, not me. I'm here to listen. Uh-huh.
Njoro Uber is saying something.
Yeah, Njoro is telling us. Mademo Mo, you here? Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
she's like, hey, uko wapi? Unajua hii sijui nini? Come haraka, lakini kumechelewa. You come. I went there and 20 minutes later she's still not in the car.
Yeah.
Akakuja. So nikanisha trip and then akaniambia shika hii simu abukulu chali umwambie tuko karibu. Okay, we are coming to Langata.
Yeah.
Umsho tuko hapa Nyayo Stadium.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tunakam. So basically hata tutaanza trip.
Yeah.
So I took my phone, nikapigia the gentleman.
Mhm.
And the gentleman I think was from West Africa. So I called, hello.
Oga.
Yeah. Hello.
Oga will
Oga.
buy you
Are you
anything.
coming?
I have drinks on the bar. I'll buy you anything.
Bas.
My phone. So we are like, hello.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hello. My name is Edwin. Blah 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 blah. Nyayo Stadium. How many minutes, Oga?
Yeah.
You know this 3 hours coming. They are so angry. Nigerians,
Yeah,
they
they're
are
very
angry.
impatient. Yeah.
Very impatient and they're
Yeah.
very angry. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're actually just aggressive, all of them.
Yeah, they're
just,
very aggressive.
That's just them. Mm-hmm.
So we started our trip. Little did I know, kuna bonge la jam.
Ah.
Tukakula jam. And then the chick is like, yeah, hey, sasa tumeomba tuko Nyayo tutafanya nini? Ama tuende hivi, ama tuende. Manze tukiingia kwa jam, makorogoshani ya jam. And I was like,
Yeah.
1.5 hour later, tuko Nyayo Stadium. Charlie, Charlie
Yeah.
ataja to call.
Yeah. It's just quiet.
Si tunajua tunakuja Langata.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Alafu,
delayed package.
apparently, the chick alikuwa amejifanya ametoka like 2 hours. You know, when he was saying we were in your stadium, he had already told the dude ametoka like an hour ago. So,
oh Lord.
So si tukafika Lang'ata ni kubwa. Lang'ata imeanzia huko 1824 imeisha huko
all the way, yeah.
So we don't know where nini.
Exactly.
So mimi nikasema wacha tukue pali Central, let's go to Lang'ata Hospital. You know that ka Oilibia ka thingy there.
Yeah.
Kama ako side za Carnival tuteremkeo kako pande za.
You can go up but
So the chick tried to call the guy. Akajaribu. Akaniambia boss, hebu mjaribu na simu yako. Nikamjaribu.
Guy is not picking.
Nigga is not picking. Ratchet ametoka home na nini? Na makeup. Na kifungo ya gates. Na oko ya jahazi ya 10 bob. So them are stranded. The guy is not picking up.
She doesn't have any money.
And she doesn't have any money. And me need to be paid.
Yeah.
Because me, so I call like, okay, sasa tutafanya nini? Akimsi atashiki phone. Sasa unachikia alinaona alikuwa alipa aliniambia chukue Uber and I'm like, okay, so tutafanya nini? Ambie guy. Hawezi nirudisha tu home ndakurudishia kesho. I'm like, nigga, unakaa moja na ka and I'm like,
and you're all the way in Lang'ata already. Now make a 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Time.
Alafu sasa mimi naenda Kiambu. I live in Kiambu County.
Nasikia credit yako yenye umetumia kupigia Oga.
Alafu so dem ako okay I don't nikamza mlijonaje na mse aki mimi tulitona tu na yeye kwa online platform kwa hizi
Tinder nini those apps
so akaniambia okay aki kusema ukweli mimi si ho okay is it okay but you have me and then okay miss kulipisha per se alafu tu unifikishe home please and I'm like okay she's really
so
nice
she's offering herself yani
she's really nice and fun and unamwangalia nyewe unaona anyway yeah by the year time in win-win in win-win
really
no na in win-win okay niko sure sitapata pesa yangu and she's offering herself.
So you'd rather get some?
I'd rather kwenda 100% loss. I'd rather do her.
Uko umetoka na something.
At least niko nimegain something. But napiga pia hesabu. Pia penye naenda pia. You know, you remember my Chani ati
your girlfriend, I'm scared. You remember my okay. Maybe I shouldn't say.
I hope I watch.
So what happened?
What did you
did you take the deal or no?
Stay mimeisha.
Bado tuko na time bado kidogo to extend. We've extended the time kidogo.
Cut?
Yeah, we are good. Hakuna cut. I will finish up. Tell us what happened.
So anyway,
deal or no deal? Did you take the deal?
I really contemplated.
Still hit or pass?
I really contemplated. But nikapiga hizo angle, nikapiga hesabu penye mimi ni mrefu, gari yangu ni ndogo.
Delaying the answer. I'm just waiting for
tell us the answer. Tell us the answer.
Tell us the answer. Maybe certain positions.
Tuambie battery ilisha kwa gari before tuambie nini.
So I remember that tulikuwa tumekusana na ex wangu. Tulikuwa tumekusana
na the current.
Yes. But tulikuwa ndo tumerudiana like we are just building afresh. So nikajiambia nikienda home manze nikinoka wase niletea noma. So what I did is nilimuuliza una best yako yote child tunaweza pigia simu jifanye uko stranded. Akaniambia ni idea. So we called take 1, take 2, take 3. Nakwambia mademu wa umoni wa ratchet. So this guy was on the B. Alipigiwa simu. Alipigiwa simu akashika, alafu alishika na moods juu namba juu. Dem alikuwa na kwa jazi ya 10 bob bishaisha. So niko simu yangu. Hello. Sasa Johnny. Siwezi kumkata jina yake. Okay, Brian. Sasa Brian. Uko? I wouldn't believe. Sijui nimekuwa home, sijui nimekuwa.
Excuses
lies, alafu akaanza kujililisha. And Brian was like, okay. So, uko stranded, umechukua Uber. Okay, sawa, si ukam. Okay. Sisi hao. kwa Brayo.
Kwa Brayo.
Brayo akakuja hapo na boxer akijikuna nikajua hapa ni goal. So kadeliver dem kulizwa pesa ngapi? Kasema leo tulikuwa tumeenda kwa anti yake Kiserian tukaenda kwa anti yake Kiserian.
So the amount was crazy by now.
Long story short, Charlie najua of course it's not thinking it is big.
Na angalia hizo hours akoza okay ni booty call.
Pudding and desserts whatever main course. So long story short alilipa kenda home. So other than that, the moral of the story is
Edwin alikula fare yote.
Ati
mimi ndo nili? Ati Edwin ndo ali?
Hiyo kama imekupita ishakupita. Haya sawa. No. I think tutamalizia that. Tuko karibu. We are just almost at the end of the podcast. Sawa, just one more question before we finish,
Yeah.
I just balancing Uber life, online taxi life with family and friends. How flexible is it? And is it something that you manage properly? Ama una find it strains you at times? Ama it works well for you?
Wow. Then you take.
Mpaka mmezona out ninyi wote mko tu.
Yeah, unfortunately it's that bad at the moment. For you to, as I said earlier in terms of return, for you to make a return, you really have to work as a donkey. You have to put yourself out there.
Those hours.
So it's, for me at the moment, it's a big strain between, I have a young family. It's a strain between balancing them and getting an income, because utapata, like on weekends when you could be out with your family.
Yeah, which is the perfect time for actually spending time with them.
You could be the one in the mall, just taking around for shopping, but you're busy taking other couples to the mall, because that's when it's prime for you to make a kill or to recover for the days that were slow during the weekday. So it's a strain. I've seen even on our groups and where we interact as drivers, others complaining that they don't have time for their families or their wives, and they are really tired. Sometimes they're not even able to
when
perform.
You're there. They're not able to
perform.
It's true.
Do you guys have the same problem?
We have, actually ours is bad. It's worse.
Or yours, you don't, you can't problem performing. Sasa huyo demo umo, kwa hivyo hata angetaka hata angesaidika. Ingekuwa sana kwako.
Okay, basically what I'm saying is drivers
like tired. It's that crazy because you're stressed mentally, physically.
And you're working for so many hours. So and driving is one of the things that really gets you tired. You might think it's just sitting on the seat and you're comfortable, but can you imagine sailu unakwanga kwa traffic for like 1.5 hours just going home and you're like niaje hii traffic. Just imagine doing that the whole day.
Entire day.
You are totally worn out. So some people don't really have time for their family. When they get home, it's just blacking out and sleeping, and then they have to be up early. So it's really hard to balance off, but you have to find your own ways of making it work. For example, he said you have to find out the demographic of your places. Is it possible for me to work very early in the morning, and maybe in the afternoon I can have 2-3 hours with my family or something of the sort? So you really have to find your way of going about it. But it's hard for most people at the moment.
Nice. How about you?
It's the same story, yeah?
You have a problem performing, and what else?
Okay.
We've established that, and what else?
I can talk on my behalf.
So you agreed to that.
No,
that's what you agreed to. What are some, like, how is it difficult for you to balance, or is it easy?
It's very difficult, because for me to break even, I need to really wake up very early. For me to break even, I really need to wake up very early. And by early, I mean as early as 4-5ish. To capitalize on guys going to the airport. But nowadays, actually, nimechukua a slow approach. So sijipeagi pressure. But anyway, I remember those days when I used to wake up at around 4ish. Umeamka umeacha wife yako amelala. Sindio? Unachapa hustle. Mchana sale umepelekwa place kao buruburu, sale hakuna kazi. Unajua huko hakuna takanjo. Unachukua unaweka simu yako hapa karibu na masikio. Unafungwa tu dirisha vizuri, ka angle simu hezi ibiwa. Unaweka mguu kwa dashboard. Unazupa. So utapiga hiyo kazi hadi saa 5, saa 4, saa 5. Kuja home nakuta wife yako alitoka job 5 amelala. Wewe mwenyewe unadai, lakini unapiga hesabu umwamshe making the mood.
It's not nini yani.
Unaona hapana. Unaona tu acha ulale. Hata wewe mwenyewe umechoka. Wewe sasa hata unaamka. So unaamka unashindwa umwamshe mpiga ka morning glory, lakini unapiga sasa hii manzi sasa kunaweza kuwa na
client. Already mind yako isha switch like you're thinking about work, money.
So unapata yani ina full freaking week umelala na yeye boss, lakini hata kama alibai bra mpya ujui ngo.
And so your relationship starts suffering. You don't
kunyesha hata ujui kana kunyesha. Juu hata hujaigusa. Mimi nakwambia tu story. Mimi kuna mwezi yani ilipita nikamuuza. But how come mimi mwezi uja au kunini au kunyesha? Akaniambia si nilinyesha last week.
Anambia sasa wewe Njoro
Akaniambia sasa sweetheart, you need to go slow with this Uber. This thing will kill you. You're not going anywhere. I've not even built a mansion. Come on. And I was like, yeah, but hata hakuna kitu nimesaidia nayo. Kitu ndafanya tu ni kununua nyama kilo 2. Sijui nipita kwa supermarket, sijui ninunue sijui ile ice cream ile buy one get one free. Unajua zile za day off.
Bogo.
And I was like, so
interesting. Yeah. But it's just interesting to get those perspectives. Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can call any one of my friends and ask them what they think on what their favorite app is.
Okay.
Let's just see if
even us we have preferred.
Okay, let's see if she'll pick up. Okay. I'll just call 1 or 2 people and get their opinion on.
I know this Nasha.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
It's a long time. What's up?
I'm good. So now, before you say anything crazy, I'm shooting my podcast, and I just want your opinion on the best online app that you use, and what do you think about the drivers, online cab drivers?
Online app?
Any Uber, Bolt. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, wait. What are the options?
Which ones do you use the most? Which app do you use the most when you need a ride home?
Just mention them again. Bolt. What's Bolt? Yeah, Bolt.
Why?
I don't know. I find them so reasonably cheap, and like I've not had any issues like with their drivers. I've not had any like issues with cancellations or overpricing or stuff. I guess that's right.
And if you were to ask any of the drivers a question, what would you ask them?
If I was to ask them a question, oh wow, that would be weird. I think I'd just say hi. How are you? Are you well? I just ask them like, have you had a good day or have you had a good night?
They're actually here. So guys, what do you think?
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's what I ask. Like, how are you? Are you having a good day or a good night?
Guys,
and they'll just say like,
respond.
I'm having a good day.
They can hear you, and I don't know why they've gone quiet here.
Hi. How are you?
Hi.
Is there something you have always wanted to ask a driver, an online driver that maybe...
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I'm asking, is there something that you ever wanted to ask a driver while on trip and you never had the guts to ask them? Maybe because you didn't feel comfortable at that particular moment. Is there something you always wanted to know?
No, I'm pretty gutsy, so I think I will just ask if I need to ask anything. But I've actually never had any issues or any problems. No, none.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. I see you call Nasha.
Yes.
What if you get a very nice, charming Uber driver?
Did you just
No,
he's asking a question. Let him ask this question.
I can't hear.
Oh, you can't hear? Okay.
And now?
Hello, Nash.
Yeah. Hi. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Njoro wa Uber.
Yes, sir.
What if you get a very nice, charming guy?
Yeah.
Who's an Uber driver?
Yes.
And I'm assuming you're on the corporate world. You're a corporate person.
Yes.
And you're seated at the back, and this guy is really looking nice and sharp.
Yes.
Will you consider making the first move? And you really like the guy, honestly. And he's an Uber driver. The stereotype goes that maybe Uber drivers, they're not learned, they don't know nothing.
You know, I
shady.
don't believe in stereotypes because cousin is cousin. So
Yes.
I'm not a person that would say, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you not doing? I think that personally I would not date a jobless man. Let's just start there.
Okay, thank
But
you.
if a person has a job,
Yes.
I don't think there's a job that's different from any other job. You know, and if a person especially self-employed, I think that they're way ahead of people that are employed.
Thank you.
So, I don't think I would. I'm a big flirt. I like to flirt, but I don't think I would cater someone. But if someone was looking nice, I would just start saying, you look so nice. Unaenda wapi? I'd probably just joke, but in a polite way.
Yeah.
So
and
you
and
wouldn't-
after my ride, that's it. But I don't think I would like call or text or initiate anything outside that ride. Yeah.
Okay, Nash. I just wanted to your contribution on this podcast, but I'll call you once we are offline. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
you're welcome. Bye bye. Let's link up soon.
Bye. All right.
Both of
Take
us.
care.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye. Okay, let's see if I have one more I can call and
Better be a lady, yeah?
yeah, of course. You know me way too well.
Yeah. No one surprises
Okay, let's
as
see.
You dial,
Huh?
just as you dial,
Yeah.
I think it's plain to see that customers go for the cheapest.
Yeah, that's
Okay, hold on.
Alicia Papa.
Hold on. Picks up. Come on, pick up. Okay, her line is clearly busy. Alicia, you owe me a conversation on the podcast. Let me see who else I can call. Okay, hold on. I know the perfect person. I hope she's not busy. Okay, let's try Tatiana.
Sit down, Tatiana.
Oh Lord, she better pick up.
What I need is just
Oh, come on, guys, not on the podcast.
Let's give her a ring. I assume it's the one ringing.
Okay, who else should I?
and it's Tandeo.
Hell no.
I think we should have these guys. We should sync our SIM cards.
Okay, so
You have here quite interesting.
This guy is
okay, she's also not picking up. But let's just make sure, at least we've had one caller on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
That's a good enough contribution, at least I think.
Yeah.
So, just to wind up the podcast, I normally ask people one last question.
Yeah.
What's the one thing, maybe it's this year or lifetime, you're trying to achieve, and if you got it right now, it's going to give your life better fulfillment, happiness, joy? Maybe you're trying to get a kid, maybe you're trying to build a house. What's that one thing that you're chasing right now, and if you got it, it would give your life purpose, give you happiness? Maybe it's 3 more cars, 4 or 5, or your own car service or something.
Oh.
And on Bogo.
For me,
Yeah.
so far I'm thankful for where I am. I think my experiences have taught me to value life, not in terms of possessions, but in terms of what you don't have materially, in terms of relationships, in terms of experiences, in terms of the life that you're living. And one of the biggest achievements for me right now is my small family that I have. And the biggest achievement for me, or something I would love to have in the future, is to be able to take my small family and give them the best life that they can ever have, so that they can say, my spouse can say she has a husband who cares for her, and my kids can one day say they had a a father who was always there and always present and able to provide. So being there for them, providing for them what they need, what is necessary, and if I'm able to go beyond that and give them a good life experience as long as I'm breathing and living on this earth, that would be the greatest thing for me, or what I'm looking forward to. If I'm able to achieve that, I know I would have an impact on the people that I care most about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Edwin, can you top that up, my friend?
Actually, he's
Ama you'll just say, let's go with that.
actually stole
even me, they say
Same.
same.
Hiyo. Nimeteka.
Kama
actually
hiyo.
stole whatever I wanted to say. But it's like he read my mind or my thoughts. So anyway, basically that's what I will also want. One thing, we take life for granted a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. All I like is a healthy life.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody will like all the riches in the world, but all the riches without good health and without good peace of mind. Then with all riches without good health and good sound peace of mind, it's nothing.
True.
I remember vanity. I remember I think 2 weeks ago, even I called him. I got a request from a very nice, sharp-looking gentleman. He lives in one of in my locality. There are like standout apartments. Like you see this apartment and everybody's.
The bougie one.
The bougie one. I picked this guy in a bougie apartment, and it looked so groomed and sharp. So when I started his trip, the guy was going to AFDK.
It's a place for people with special needs.
It's a disabled place. People with special needs, mentally challenged, that kind of thingy. So the guy was on the laptop, and he had a nice smartphone and nice cologne, but he was on the laptop. So all along I knew like Uchali anafanya na organization. Mindset. So before we figured there, he requested me ati tukifika hapo usend trip na change destination upeleke hawa watu wenye unachukua mpaka penye umenitoa. And I was like, wait a minute. Am I reading things correctly? And I was like, no, mse anafanya hapa job. So kufika hapo tukapata mboch and the daughter. The daughter is like, her limbs are so big. Because disarmed. Her limbs are disarmed, the legs and kichwa iko hivi, and she's oozing saliva. The baby, the child is just in a bad state.
Special needs.
And I was like, and I was like, kanabao mbocho wangu tu apeleke place umenitoa. Ametoka therapy. Akaanza kunishow place ufanya therapy for free, so ataka uko na family member, and I was like, okay, it was too hard even to watch. So nikafungulia mboch mtoi tukamlea, and I was like so remorseful. Nikachukua nikawapeleka hadi home. So kufika, the guy had told me ukifika home utanipigia simu unishoni how much ndakutumia kwa M-Pesa. So when you end trip, before even I called the guy, tip M-Pesa imeingia, man. And I wanted to tell him, unajuaje? I said, I'm touched by the way you're humble and nini. Nilikuwa nataka kumwambia simtumia do, hiyo tulikuwa free ride. Hata alituma. Hata nikafikiria mambo ya kureverse kutuma, nikapiga hesabu, mimi ni Njoro. Na anyway. Nikatoa tukakula naye chapo na matumbo.
It's part of the job. And plus, that's his daily lifestyle. You see? And some people have to live with that. So it's not something that somebody chose or anything.
It's true.
But some people don't even understand. That's why, I think I'm always telling my friends, if I date any chick who's always saying they just want to sleep, ati mimi nimechoka, ati I can't take a matatu and you don't have a car. Unajua vitu kama hizo.
Yeah.
Like those things, by the way, me hear that I can't even be friends with you.
Me too.
Or maybe I might smash once na hiyo story yetu inaisha hivyo. At least ndio isikuwe nimewaste time yangu. Usiniwaste pia mimi time yangu. Yes, nimewaste resources zangu na kila kitu. But it just shows you like there's so many other people don't even understand their blessings, yet they are blessed.
Yeah, they are
True.
blessed.
Yes,
True.
they're blessed.
And what you always see out there doesn't necessarily reflect things on the ground. As
Yeah.
I said, the guy looks
True.
flashy.
Yeah.
He's on his tab or his
Yeah.
laptop or whatever, and you're thinking, "Damn, I'm just a driver." I
He
wish I
has
was
a
this guy."
perfect life,
Yeah.
and you see he has his own things going on.
The irony is that the guy wishes he had a simpler life
Life.
like
Yeah,
the one you
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Like you have everything balanced out. You know, you're not sleeping hungry. You are in a house. You're dressed. Appreciate those small things.
Yeah.
And the positive things you have in your life.
True,
Yeah.
true. So now I think we've almost come to the end, and just to wind it up, I'm just trying to call one more person.
So,
I hope they pick up, Maze, so that we have like two callers on the show.
yeah.
If she doesn't pick up, I have to wait.
Kissing Bandit, how are you?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good.
So now, before you say anything crazy, I'm shooting my podcast. I just got this new console and everything. I can call people to contribute to the conversation. So today, yeah, so don't say anything crazy. So today,
Please do.
I have two friends of mine. They work on online taxi services. And what would you say is your best app to use? If you need to get somewhere, which app do you use to request like for that ride, and why?
I'm gonna have to go with Uber.
Uber.
In terms, yeah.
Why?
I feel like in terms of like safety records and reviews, they're the safest. And as a woman, and someone that also does a lot of like nighttime events, security is definitely important to me.
That's priority.
Yeah, especially, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bad people everywhere in the world, but in terms of like track record, Uber, in my mind, has the safest track record. Because I've heard of other taxis and they mug some of their passengers. I'm like,
Really?
but yeah, man, yeah, it happens. I even have a friend personally who was mugged, and the driver's never been caught to this day. And it was an app that they used.
A Kenyan app?
Yeah, one of these apps that we use.
Which one?
Both.
Oh wow.
Damn, that's
Wow.
unfortunate.
Okay, so now I have
Yeah.
the two drivers here with me. And do you have any question you'd like to ask them, or if I may, I can ask them to ask you a question?
Questions pertaining to what?
Just the online service or anything you'd want,
experiences.
Uber experience,
Okay,
anything
I
you'd like
mean-
to ask.
What's your favorite thing about your job
Okay, so I'll let them answer that.
as a Uber driver or a taxi driver?
Okay, let them
hi.
answer.
Hi, my name is
Hi.
Eddie. My name is Eddie, or they call me. I'm popularly known as Njoro or Uber. One thing I like about my job is that it's not a routine job.
Yes.
Every day I get people from all walks of life. Others have a bad, mean attitude. Others
Yeah.
are over-friendly. Others are just plain annoying. Others are smelly. Others are fun to be with. Others are just stubborn. You know, at least it's not. You know, at least
Every day's a new day.
every day is a new day and it's a new experience. Eh? Some
Yes.
will treat you badly. Others will like so mean. They won't change to the last coin. And they're like, and they live in like posh apartments and they cannot not give you tip even a 10 shilling coin. And they're like,
Angie, do you tip Angie first of all?
It depends. If I have, I do give a little something extra, especially if they are nice. So it's so funny that Njoro wa Uber has, talks about his experience as like, sometimes you get mean people, sometimes you get happy people, pleasant people. So also I feed off of your energy as a driver. If I feel like you've gone above and beyond, you actually smell good, because yes, I've encountered stinky drivers as well, Njoro, so I feel your pain.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm in a good mood and I have a little extra something, I don't mind tipping.
Okay, let the other guy tell you why he loves his job.
Hi.
Hi.
So my name is Daniel.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So the good thing that I love about Uber is meeting new people. And I see every encounter that I meet with a new rider or a new passenger as an opportunity to learn something about them or something they are doing that maybe I can pick up on. So that's what I look forward to. So for example, maybe depending on what you do and how you do it, if we get to that level of conversation, I also look to learn something new. So that's what I like about it.
Very nice. So you go ahead and you make the most of each experience. And
Exactly.
nice. Very nice.
Okay, Angie,
Yeah.
one more thing.
What's up?
Yeah, Angie, this is Njoro from Uber again.
Yes.
I would like to ask you, have you ever had any cumbersome or weird experience in an Uber ride?
Yeah, I would say I just meet people that are very strange. So I think there was a time I was in a cab, and usually like when you're getting picked up from like a night out, you could be a bit sleepy or drowsy, but like drivers that are not good drivers, they might be swerving in and out of the lines. I'd say that's as crazy as it gets, aside from getting in the car and it smells like the guy lives inside the car. I hate that. I'm so sensitive to smells. So when you get an Uber and it smells like the guy lives here, it's just not pleasant.
Like they have their change of clothes at the boot.
But I could say, I've had a few experiences where the guy gets a flat tire and it's at night. Like if it's during the day, I don't care, but at night I start getting nervous.
Yeah.
But all in all, I can say I've had a positive experience overall.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, Angie. I'll call you offline when I'm not shooting the podcast. Let's link up soon.
Okay,
And
cool.
Happy New Year. We need to do a part
Happy
2.
2020. Oh, yeah. We need to go celebrate with our cafe sangria, the white one. I love the white sangria.
Okay, let's do that. It's on me.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. So, thank you so much. That's Angie.
Yeah.
Angela Muiruri. She works for Capital. She's always reading the news all the time.
Angie?
Angela Muiruri.
You never hear her?
Yeah, that's her. That's her, yeah. So thank you so much, Angie. And we've come to the end of the show. So you need to tell people where they can find you. If you have any social media platforms or anything going on, tell people where they can find you. Or if you want to plug your business, something, side hustle, tell the people.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. That's basically where I'm more active at It's Karanja Daniel. As simple as that. At It's Karanja Daniel. That's my handle, which are basically my names. I do offer airport transfers, experiences, road trips, and such a few things. And I'm also on media, so expect to see me on a TV near you very soon.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout outs to that. Mr. Edwin, we hope you top that up, eh? Anytime you say, let this guy go first, and then you're just like, no. Now you'll say, he's just stolen. He's stolen everything.
His handle. Except his handle. Hi, people. I'm Edwin Njoro, but they used to call me dentist. Others call me Snoop because I was so skinny. But now I've gained a new name, Njoro Uber. The
real Njoro Uber. Because the other thing is scripted. The other thing is scripted, but at least for you, this is actually real life experience.
Real life experience. So on Instagram, I go by, it's so cliche. I go by the name of Ed Shizzle. E-double-D, Shizzle.
I'll put the handle. So even if they...
Spelling is not a problem.
Spelling, I got you covered on that.
So I go by Ed Shizzle on Instagram. I also do airport transfers like him, but I'm a little bit cheaper than him. So
I'm expensive, but I offer premium service.
Premium service, eh?
It's an experience. Mine is just a drive. Will come, sit, tell me your favorite radio station, and if you want me to talk, because I can talk, I'll just hash the radio.
We'll have a podcast.
Let's have a podcast in the car.
Guys, we've actually done 2 hours, so we've done really great. And I really appreciate you guys just coming and sharing your stories.
That's how.
And because, of course, that's why I was saying, like, the conversation, I can't really have a script, because if I have a script, it will like make us like just stick to certain topics when life is so broad. Life itself doesn't have a script, so why should we have a script for
It's
the
true.
podcast?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I hope you guys had a good time.
We did.
How was this? The food?
The food was
Do you remember the name of what you ate? Let's take into a test.
It was so hard. It was
Magnolia.
You said chicken magnolia. Eh? It's a chicken magnolia. Chicken something. Chicken.
Really? Okay, what I remember was it's sort of Italian. It has chicken and spags and cheese and
Chicken aliolio.
yes.
Chicken aliolio, yeah.
Yes, I'm Njoro, aliolio. I can say aliolio.
Aliolio, yeah.
Yeah. Chicken aliolio and can I have another one because 2 hours?
Yeah, we can grab something. We can grab something after this. And I got you covered.
We have another app coming.
Yeah.
Can we come and do a podcast?
Yes.
I would even like it if we did the podcast for something like totally random in life.
We can pick a topic.
Yeah.
I can always call you guys back.
Awesome.
Make sure.
Because I'm starting a new segment where we'll be just tackling like 30 minutes and we speak about something specific.
Yeah.
And then those ones will just be coming out every Friday and Wednesday.
Awesome.
So I'll call you guys for that.
Yeah.
You had a good time?
And today is my wife's birthday. Charlotte.
Oh, shout out to
Big
Charlotte.
up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Happy
really
birthday.
love you. I don't say this so often, but yeah.
This guy. Okay, just like
Ungekuwa karibu tungekulea aliolio. Anyway, it's good. At least I know something new.
no, when you take her to at cafe, you know now what you can treat her
Yeah,
with. Something that's new and you tried and maybe she hasn't tried.
You know the good
The
thing
guy will
is
be
I
like,
can
he knows
just
the menu now.
Yeah, the guy. And you can always call me.
I'll just come sit. I know where you do your podcast. I'll
Yeah.
just come. Hi, John. On your tab. So
I got you. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Thank you.
We out.
Such as wow. Such a nice.
It's been another amazing episode of the Kisscapades podcast. We appreciate all the love and support. And guys, you know the drill. We're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. It's the only way you can show some love and support and help our channel and social media platforms grow. We appreciate all the love and support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Kisscapades podcast. Goodbye.